Formerly known as Twitter, now called X. We are called Benz and Beyond. For Facebook, we have three groups. One is called Watch German Cars, just like our Instagram page. The other one is the world of electric vehicles with tips and tricks plus maintenance. And the last one is Mercedes-Benz fans with videos and repairs and how we can help people with reviews. Okay, so our referral code for Instavolt charging, this will get you £5 off your charge, is small e, big Q, big P, big Q, and small p. Welcome to my video, guys. So today I'm going to be talking about the e-tron55. You all know, if you watch my videos, I really did love the e-tron55. I had some problems with it. Eventually I got bored and got rid of it, but a lot of this was because of the problems and of the poor charging infrastructure. So let's get into this. The WLTP range for the minimum trim model is 274 miles. The WLTP for the maximum trim is 229 miles. If you were to go 90 kilometers per hour in perfect conditions, so 56 miles per hour, you're going to be able to get 281 miles. In range mode at 70 miles per hour, perfect conditions, you're going to be able to get 214 miles. In perfect condition at 120 kilometers per hour, so 75 miles per hour, you're going to be able to get 214 miles out of this thing. The WLTP basic trim with 2 kilowatts of heating, you're going to get 224 miles. And the top trim with the 2 kilowatt heating, you're going to get 194 miles. So we all know with the e-tron, I wasn't able to get very good fuel economy, and I'll show you what I average, and you can watch my other videos how much it cost me to run for a year, or what we were really getting from it. And in the Mercedes EQC that I got as a replacement for this vehicle, it's so much more fuel efficient on the same runs, and I did compare the two back to back, same conditions. But it is what it is. The updated versions did get a little bit better range because they were able to unlock a little bit more of the battery. But even with that, because I have had more than one, I still was not able to beat the EQC 400. Alright, let's talk about that 274 miles. So the WLTP, they're saying that's 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour, and the top trim at 229 miles is going to be 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour, and on realistically I've seen like 2.2 really. And then official test cycles with the heating adding, you're looking at 18% reduction in range, so that 224 and 194 for the premium trim. At 56 miles per hour, you're looking at 281 mile range, and honestly 56 is the number. If you go beyond that, it really does start affecting your range. That's when it's going to be the most fuel efficient, and that is at 3.3 miles to a kilowatt hour. If you put heating on, it would drop down to 258 miles, and that would be 2.9 miles to a kilowatt hour. At 70, you're going to be able to see 214, and that's 2.5 miles to a kilowatt hour. If you were in range mode at 70 with heating on, you would be able to get only 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, and if you were going to 120 kilometers, which is 75 miles, you're going to be able to get 2.1, and if you were to be able to turn the heating on for that same one, you're looking at 1.8 to 1.9 miles per kilowatt hour. Okay, so for the real world range, I know this is what everyone wants to know. So for us, we were mostly getting in the ones. I know that's horrible. For the full 100% charge, we were looking at a battery between 130 mile range and 180 at the most. So to me, that's not good enough for how big of a battery this is. One thing I did love about this is the charging curve. You can see this is a very flat charging curve. It basically doesn't move, and that is what you want to see, honestly. So the e-tron is actually going to peak at 153 kilowatts. Let's just get into this so you can see when to charge. So if you're going to charge from 0, which I don't recommend, you're at 70 kilowatts, and then by 1 it's at 90, by 2 it's at 103, 135, it stays around there until you get to 16, and that's 142, and then it's just slowly going to climb. And when you get to 44, it's 146. It's going to hold that until 50%. And then 147 is going to hold that until 55%. Then 148 is going to hold that until 58%. 149, and it's going to hold that until 63%. And then it's going to get to 150 kilowatts. Then we're going to get a 151 at 66. 152 at 68, and at 75% we're going to hit 153, and then we're basically just going to hold that And once we get to 80%, that's when you want to stop charging. At 81%, it goes to 100. But this is what I'm saying. This is a very flat charging curve. Most cars do not charge like this. You get a nice big ramp up in the beginning, and then it just starts dropping really quick. This is so flat, and it's to do with the cobalt in the pack. So, but if you're going to 100% charge it, it's going to drop down quite a bit. You're looking at 76% and 92%. And then 68 at 95%, 65 at 96, 61 kilowatts at 97%, 60 at 98. It's still pretty good. It stays over 50 the entire time. And at 100, you're looking at 53 kilowatts. So if you have to, you can do it. But now you understand basically the charging curve, so you know when to plug it in. And if you want to know my recommendation for when I tend to plug in the e-tron, I would say I'd probably be around the 16%. So that way you're over 142 kilowatts. You could just go to a 150 kilowatt charger, since you're not going to be able to get more than the 153. Well, hopefully this video has helped you guys. Now you know when to charge and if this vehicle will fit your lifestyle. So please give me a like and subscribe, let your friends know. And then I do make a new video, and they're all based on questions every Wednesday. If I have too many questions, I do try and do a second video on Fridays. Alright, see you guys next week. Bye!